Hi, everyone. Well, it's been quite a week. Over the last couple of days, we've heard reports on the news with Jeff Wilmer talking about the need for a better tent city to find a place to locate. And one of those places is right here in Breslau, just outside of Breslau by Woodland Christian School. And along with that need, there are all sorts of questions as to whether the site is really suitable for what they're doing. But the ongoing need still is there, and the need is to try to find a way to be compassionate for those who are homeless. And with Lot 42 closing off, they need a place to go. On top of that, throughout this past week, we've been accosted by the horrible images and the horrible thoughts of 215 Indigenous children having been buried and forgotten for all intents and purposes by those who ran the residential school in Kamloops. And I know this is probably just the tip of the iceberg. And there's a heart of grieving that is going across the nation, not only with the Indigenous people, but also among all people who have suddenly realized that what the Indigenous people have been trying to say for many, many years, but has fallen mainly on deaf ears, is actually real. There are people who have been lost forever and tried to be forgotten. That's a tragic sin that we cannot turn our backs on. A couple of years ago, Julie Eby, who works among the Anishinaabe in Manitoba Island area, came with a friend, Randy Trudeau. And one of the things that he said is, all this talk of reconciliation, it's fine, it's great that they're doing that, but words are just words. What would be much more effective is if one of you would befriend one of us and go fishing with us just for a day. I think that's the essence of what reconciliation needs to be. It's not just words coming out of our mouths, it's actually hands and feet being put into action. It reminds me of what Isaiah said in Isaiah chapter 58, starting from verse 6, where he says this, I tell you the kind of fast that I want. Free the people you have put in prison unfairly and undo their chains. Free those to whom you are unfair and stop their hard labor. Share your food with the hungry and bring poor, homeless people into your own homes. When you see someone who has no clothes, give him yours. And do not refuse to help your own relatives. And then on to 9b. If you stop making trouble for others, if you stop using cruel words and pointing your fingers at others, if you feed those who are hungry and take care of the needs of those who are troubled, then your light will shine in the darkness and you will be bright like sunshine at noon. The Lord will always lead you. He will satisfy your needs in a dry land and give you strength in your bones. You will be like a garden that has much water, like a spring that never runs dry. Your people will rebuild the old cities that are now in ruins. You will rebuild their foundations. You will be known for repairing broken places and for rebuilding the roads and the houses. What an incredible vision of using what has been oppression and rather turning it around on itself and using that same kind of energy that we oppressed with as the energy that takes and rebuilds, so that light and love and liberty can once again flow in this culture and in their culture. May God give us a prayer in our hearts to be a part of the solution to this, and not just someone who grieves for the loss. May we also find ways to impact those for the sake of God's kingdom moving forward. I know this is a tough topic and there is no simple solution, but the best solution that we can do is what Randy Trudeau said a couple of years ago. Take the time to befriend just one Indigenous person, and that will make all the difference in the world if enough of us do it. God bless you, church. May he give us creativity in being a part of his solution among the oppressed. God bless you. Praying with you in this regard.